Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video, I wanted to talk about Thador because his rate of recruitment is about to end, and should you be recruiting for him or not, given what we know about the upcoming heroes as well, which are going to be both Pandora and Pang basically arriving with their rate up banners. So Thador overall is a pretty solid hero, and if you want to know exactly how far you want to take him to maximize his potential, it is going to be Mythic plus 10 exclusive equipment, and then also probably just ascend him to Supreme for some bonus stats with the acorns. But that is because this 350 initial energy to the ally placed one tile behind him, which will be his lieutenant, is a very powerful effect. And if you get him to Mythic plus 10 exclusive equipment, that is enough to begin using him in PvP or even very effectively in AFK stages. Now, Thador as a hero, he has two roles. One is AFK stages, which you see him in a lot of recommended formations, especially in these higher infinite stages. So for any player who really likes to push AFK stages, always tries to be like competitive in that regard, Thador is almost kind of like a must-pull hero. For PvP, he's also very interesting tech hero, giving that boosted energy. So people use him, for example, in combination with Siren. That will boost Siren's energy up to 950 because he begins with 600 initial energy. So then after like one normal attack, he's able to cast his ultimate. That is really powerful right from the beginning of the match. Definitely works with other hyper carries like Shamira, like Cryanaya, and really long term, I think he's gonna have a lot of value in the meta because energy boosters are always really kind of core parts of different team comps for PvP specifically, and that's why Rowan has been quite good even in PvP for a long time, even though he's like a starter story basically hero right at the global launch of AFK Journey. And of course, another key part of his Mythic Plus is that when your ally, who is the lieutenant, casts their first ultimate, you get this defense shred, which can be really helpful in like nuking oriented strategies or multiple damage dealers on your team. This can set up easy kills for them. On top of that, of course, he also has a crit boosting from the Dark Moon Pact through his lieutenant, and he can have even crit damage defense reduction when he casts his ultimate, but of course that will be a bit delayed, although he does start with 400 initial energy. So all of these things make him a really cool hero for PvP, also really good for AFK stages. Now, some of the drawbacks of Thador, he has to be exactly directly one tile in front of your hero in order to make them the assigned lieutenant. The problem with that is that any hero which has really powerful charm bonuses, like for example Nero, Hugin, who also need to be positioned exactly one tile in front of your hero in order to provide the charm bonus to them, you're not going to be able to overlap their buffs. Basically, you'll have to choose between Thador making them a lieutenant or Hugin or Nero giving their charm bonus to that hero. So that's a bit of a disadvantage in Thador's kit, but overall I think his value more than makes up for that, and I think he's just a really solid hero. And I think even for players who may not be like you know, the free-to-play life spender players, I really think like investing into him would be a pretty good idea. However, also you can gradually build him up on your wish list after he exits, but the other thing is that he's an A-level wilder, and you guys know how competitive the A-level wilder wish list is. Unfortunately, there's so many good A-level wilder heroes, and so Thador will be competing with all of them in order to get a spot on your wish list. But overall, basically, Thador is just a really solid hero. But the problem also is we've had a lot of solid heroes this season, and it's not stopping anytime soon. Damon and Valara, both very meta heroes, and I would recommend both of them like to be at least, you know, gone into Mythic Plus, ideally even Supreme Plus. And now we're going to be having Pang and Pandora. And I just want to talk a bit about Pang and Pandora because, of course, your decision to recruit for Thador is going to have an effect on Pandora and Pang, your ability to recruit them. So from the testing which has been done, Pandora is still confusing to me. I still think we have to wait for more testing to be done when she comes out on global server, both in PvP and Dream Realm. In Dream Realm, she's only been kind of an upgrade for the Sigmund Dream Realm boss team, and even in that, we don't know exactly how big of an upgrade it is because it wasn't an exact comparison of the same level of charm upgrades. So we'll have to see more testing of that on the global server, but I think Pandora could potentially have some use in Dream Realm, but she comes with disadvantages. She's going to attack debuff your team, team. She can frighten your team if they're unaffected, if they're not unaffected. And so these are things which are really like, you know, she's basically a problem to have on your team, but if her advantages can outweigh her disadvantages, then she can end up being a net positive. But that's kind of like why she's confusing. In PvP, she can boost, you know, the energy of your hypercarry by putting them in the box, and then after 4 seconds in the match, they're able to insta-cast their ultimate. But the question is that going to be enough? And when you have heroes like Thador who can also do the same thing, energy boosting, and if you have like Rowan, in fact, you can get the same effect, basically, of Thador, Rowan, plus your hypercarry without needing Pandora. And Pandora has some drawbacks as well, right? And frightening your own team as well, depending on who is unaffected or not. So basically, Pandora is still kind of like a puzzle to me. Like, she's an enigma. I don't know if she's going to be dominant or if she's going to be not good enough for your PvP team. So I'm not convinced about her yet, but she does seem like to be probably the more important investment. Then you have Pang, and Pang is basically a PvP hero. We most likely not Dream Realm usage, maybe Ravage Realm. Because his damage output is pretty decent, and he can attack buff your entire team. And for Ravage Realm, of course, you're limited on options. So I could definitely see Pang being in Ravage Realm, but for Dream Realm, probably not. AFK Stages, honestly, probably not. He's just a PvP hero for like those bruiser comps, and he's a really bruiser, difficult to kill hero. But like, do you need that on your account? I mean, there are a lot of heroes which can kind of do the same thing. There are different strategies you can go for in PvP. It doesn't have to be bruiser reliant. And so Pang is still also in an awkward position in terms of like, I would not, as of right now, obviously this is my opinion, but I just feel like Thador is probably more of a, like, you know, guaranteed value to have on your account for both AFK stages and this tech option for PvP, compared to Pang, which is basically like a bruiser damage dealer for PvP specifically, and you would probably have to invest into him quite highly for him even to be good. And then he's basically just like, you know, the modern day version of Lenya. That's what it seems like, obviously with some more advantages with his buffing, with his shield, like basically his shielding, attack buff for your team. That is value, but like, yeah, I'm still kind of undecided on Pang, and Thador is very relevant in AFK stages. So basically, those are my thoughts about the new upcoming heroes. If I had to give you my opinion right now, I think probably the free-to-play recruitment plan would ideally be Supreme plus Daemon, Supreme plus Valara, Mythic plus Thador, and ascending him to Supreme. And then you would have Supreme plus Pandora, because you get 2 free copies from the event and all the rewards that you do. And so you should probably take it to Supreme plus. And I don't know about Pang. I don't know about Pang yet, honestly, because unless Pang has some use in other game modes, if it's only purely PvP, and like, he's not game breaking for PvP. He's good. He can be really strong in certain comps, but like, he's not like must pull status, you know? He's not like a, you know, a Bonnie in PvP, for example. So that is basically the thing about the heroes and upcoming heroes, and that would probably be my free-to-play light spender, like recruitment plan and the level of ascension. Probably just get the Pandora Supreme Plus, because like I said, you're getting the 2 copies. She could have AFK stage use, she could have Dream Realm use, she could be pretty good in PvP. So for all of those reasons, like, you know, it would probably just make sense for you to Supreme Plus her. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts about it. Overall, I think Thador is good. He's better than basically my first impressions, like, you know, a couple of days after his banner. I made a video about should you pull him yet or should you wait, and then I was basically saying wait, like he's a skippable hero. But now he is still a skippable hero. He's not like a must-have, but I think he's a really nice hero to have on your account. Now let me go ahead and show you like some AFK stages, what type of teams people are running. And you're going to see, usually you're always going to find a Thador team, and there you go. And sometimes, for whatever reason, Thador is even working with lower ascension, like Epic, basically just one hit on the banner. So there's another thing you can do. If you don't want to even take in a Mythic Plus, you can just get that, you know, that one hit of him, send him up to Epic, and just use him in some AFK stages. Now, I don't know, like, exactly, yeah, most of the time you're going to see Mythic Plus, plus 10 exclusive equipment. That is really, like, the break point of Thador. I don't know what type of RNG you need to make this comp work specifically, but you're gonna see here Thador, for example, like in this team, like, okay, the advantage is that he's gonna boost up Iron, so Iron is gonna be able to get 2 ultimates pretty early on, and also you immediately get that defense shred, although that doesn't really matter. And so that double ultimate from Iron, basically, he can immediately allow Lucy to cast her ultimate, which is really important for certain AFK stages. And that just is why he's such a strong option for these AFK stages. So I think Thador, honestly, a very solid hero. And Again, even for free-to-play live spenders, if you have the resources, Mythic plus him probably is what I would recommend, and then probably just, you know, get Pandora up to Supreme Plus, and we're going to be getting 2 free copies minimum. Depending on your luck, it could be more than that, and then just use the rest for diamonds to get us to Supreme Plus most likely. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. You guys can let me know your thoughts about Thador in the comment section down below. Have you recruited for him? What do you think about him? We have a few days left. You can feel free to share your opinions. But thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.